Welcome back. The program is still Good Morning Abuja, showing only on the Unity Station NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Now we want to talk about our health. We know how imperative, how important our health is generally, hence the need to take care of our health. Very, very important. And this morning, we want to talk about significance of health education on human development. And we have with us this morning health science technology expert. He is Dr. Yakubu Mohammed El Hassan. He's also the Deputy Provost, Kubwa College of Health Sciences and Technology. Doctor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. We, like I say, we know how important our health is generally. So we need to take care of our health and we need to take it very, very seriously. That is why we are talking about health education this morning and what it is to us as human beings. So let's start from there. On the layman's term, when we talk about health education, what are we talking about?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
You're welcome.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to start by introducing myself.
Okay, and I've done that already.
Yes. Yeah, my name is Yakub Muhammad El Hassan Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, as you earlier said, your question goes on health education.
Yes.
Health education is very, very imperative, and most especially in the society we found ourselves today. One, we want to look at it from, like you said, from a layman language.
Okay.
This health education. Then secondly, I want to also use the opportunity to explain the importance of health in the society.
Okay.
Number one, we the family of proprietors of this type of institution, what we always encourage is how this education will go down to the grassroots. Because there was an instant I have last time on going to one of the community. In fact, we realized that even the community alone has given a bad image.
Wow.
Yeah. The surrounding is alone not better kept. Because when we look at, when we visited the environment, I don't want to mention the environment, but when we visited the environment, honestly, we were not impressed.
Impressed at all.
We went there to sensitize them on the need to keep the environment clean, safe, because of minor diseases. But on reaching there, we realized that honestly, there is an issue. So at a point, we and I and my management that went there, we decided to say, okay, let's bring in people from the society, train them, sensitize them, so that they can go back to society and then
give it back to
them.
Yes.
We offer a training, and this training goes like this: environmental sanitation.
Wow.
It's environmental sanitation. The need to keep your environment safe is very, very necessary.
It is.
Because when we look at the environment that time, in fact, the way they put in their dust, honestly, is not encouraging. So we mentor them, we coach them, and we tell the people we bring in. At the end of the day, after some time, when we visited the environment, it's as if they know we are coming.
It was an improved version, better version of what you gave to me the first time.
Different.
Okay.
And we were impressed. Okay. At the point, we realized that what we come to say, or what we come to see the other time, is a different one.
It's a different. Oh.
So to me, we don't need to go deep, but we have given the education.
Education, which is very important. You know, they need to keep our environment clean, like you said, is very, very important because if you keep your environment clean, you are keeping yourself clean and you are staying away from sicknesses and you will not be visiting the hospitals. The ordinary, I don't want to call it ordinary, you sweep your environment.
Exactly.
You put your refuse dump in a neat place and you trash them. All these things are very important. Okay, now as a trainer, I want you to, you have trained people and they have gone back to give the training back to the society and you are happy. No, we want you to talk to us the impact of the training you are giving.
Wow, thank you very much. The impact of the training we give is on environmental sanitation.
Okay.
Because on visiting the environment, what we first see is the environment.
The environment.
We've not gone into details.
Yes.
The health status of the people living there. So we decided to pick it up from where we see, because it's vivid, it's clear.
It is.
Yes. So we give training on environmental sanitation.
Okay. Now that your training is centered on environmental sanitation, we want you to take it from here. You know, the rains are here and more of awareness should be given. So what are you doing in that area?
Yeah, thank you very much. Looking at, in fact, the main reason why we went to the environment, like I said, is to see ourselves and know where we are coming in.
Okay.
So, but on going there, what we first see is environmental challenge. So that is why we dress up that things. So when we, at the time we extend our outreach, medical outreach, we want to give it free to the society. On going there, we made, in fact, it is time for this time. It is a season of sickness.
Yes, the raining season.
Yes. On reaching there, we wanted to give a minor treat. We wanted to handle a minor cases.
But you now saw major ones.
We saw major issues there. In fact, there is a case they give to us that they bring to us immediately.
You have to refer the case.
This case is beyond what we are here for.
Okay.
Like you said, this season is a season of sickness. We all know. And when we went there, to be honest, when we reached there, what we wanted to do, like I said, is different from what we saw. But still, as a caregiver, as people who are willing to give
back to the society
something, we definitely do something and we put it.
Okay.
To them. Yeah.
The awareness you're creating or going to give back to society in the area of health and preaching environmental sanitations, how well have you spread your tentacles?
Thank you very much. Like you ask, how do we intend to spread our tentacles?
Yes.
We intend to go round. We operate in Abuja.
Okay.
First and foremost, what we want to do is to give back to Abuja first
before you expand. So and come down to my state. All right.
Thank you. So when we start this thing from a particular locality, we realize that these people are hard-going people. In fact, they were even chasing us with even
the help you came to render.
Yes.
Well, those are some of the challenges you meet when you go to, because you need to sensitize the minds of people. And that is why some persons, when they go to visit some community, they take one of them, talk to them, sensitize them. This is why we are here, so that they will be able to talk to their people.
Mother, like what I'm trying to say here.
Okay.
Do you know what helped us that very day with other person? Because before going to the society, we were able to meet the community heads and explain to them. Because when the person comes to obstruct what we are doing, I think it's the community head that stopped. We're aware of what these people are in here for. So please don't come as a distraction.
Okay, as you intend to carry your outreaches to other communities, because yours majorly is to give back to the grassroots and communities, how well have you really equipped yourself to face some of these challenges once they come?
Like I earlier said, because of the experience we do have in some society, we don't normally go to this society without having contact with the district head, community head. This is our first contact with society to avoid this type of embarrassment. Because if you meet with them, you give it to them as a template, present it to them. If they welcome it, they are the one to go back to their various communities or society or locality to explain to them that there is something like this coming up.
Okay.
So this is one of the way this is one of the methods we use in curtailing this type of problem.
Your appeal has been noted this morning, and I want you to say in one word, your final word on how we can take our health seriously before we go, because I've been giving sign already. Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Your question is, can I hear?
Yes, how we can take care of our health generally. Generally.
First and foremost, like I said, we should encourage environmental sanitation. Then, secondly, we should be up and doing. In terms of checking our health status. Time to time. And if possible, health is not that expensive again because of the number of people we're having in the health line now. You can have a close doctor, a close practitioner that can be guiding you on how to keep yourself. All right. Thank you so much for your time with us this morning and what you have told us. Your appeal has been noted. Like I say, we do really appreciate your time. Okay. The significance of health education on human development. And I've been talking with Dr. Yakubu Muhammad El Hassan, who is a health science technology expert, and he has advised us this morning that we should take our health very seriously. Now let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we have more for you. Stay with us, please. Welcome back from the break, and it's good to know you are still there with us on the program Good Morning Abuja. And right now we have a guest with us, and we are going to talk about a critical issue that concerns you and I. We want to talk about how we can take advantage in the compressed natural gas, looking at the prospect in it. And this morning we have an environmentalist with us who is also a project lead, Clean Ecosystem Foundation. Help me welcome Comrade Timothy Ogenevo Emorapo. Welcome to the program. Me. Pardon me if I murder the name. I quite understand.
All right. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Yes, we've been talking about CNG, which is the compressed natural gas. And, for a layman, I want you to take it from there. When we say CNG, what are we talking about?
Yeah, thank you. CNG is one of the components of natural gases that we can use to power not only our vehicles, even electricity, and so many other machines. Yes, it is compressed because that is why it is a little bit not that volatile like your PMS, a premium motor spirit, which we call fuel. So that is why it is called compressed, because it is compressed. And they get it, all right, it's gotten from oil wells. The same place you get your crude oils, through which they refined to get our diesel, our kerosene, and our fuel. So that's all about CNG.
Okay, going with the present situation, I think this is the most important time to talk about this, because we are talking about cutting down costs, because we learned that it's very, very affordable. So let's look at about the prospect in the CNG.
Yes, to be very frank, CNG has so much more prospect more than the PMS itself. It is not only cheap, it is also very environmental friendly. As against your fuel, which is very expensive, and at the same time, introducing carbon into the environment. And of course, we know the environmental fate of carbon into the environment. It costs so many things. We spend trillions of dollars or pounds trying to mitigate the effect of carbon in the environment, yet we still have this pleasure of introducing more carbon into the environment through the usage of petrol or PMS. So with the CNG, it is environmental friendly and it is very cheap. I give you for example. Now, from a layman's thinking, if we say it is cheap, so that means it will even do more good to us as Nigerians because it will help our economy. Don't forget that The transport industry play a large role in employability of Nigerians. Yes, there are so many families today who depend or have whose livelihood is dependent on transportation. Now, if they don't have fuel to run their vehicle, where will they have money to feed their families from? Now, you that is coming to work this morning, if there's no fuel, will you get here today? The farmers, how would they transport their farm produce from their farm to the city, to the market when there's no fuel? But if there's an alternative to fuel, which is the CNG, it will do us a lot better, because at that point in time, it is very much available, it is cheaper, and it is safer to the environment. Now, let us tie this whole CNG transport fuel thing to our daily lifestyle. Now, I've talked about a little about the economy. Let's also veer into security. I was wondering yesterday, if there's no fuel for the transporter to run his vehicle and is at home hungry, the families are hungry, they are bills to pay, they'll be tempted to take it to crime. They will. But if there's an alternative, yes, there's no fuel, or fuel is expensive, and they have source of CNG which is cheaper and better, they will not be at home.
Yes.
And of course, we've been told, I believe in God, they say the idle man is devil's workshop. So they'll be active, they'll be busy, they'll be up and doing. So they'll not have that time to be thinking about how to go into crime. Now, let's narrow it down to perspective.
Yes.
You see, to be very frank, if you ask me, the government has been saying CNG, they are bringing buses. I want to encourage them to do it, and now.
Now.
Yes. We cannot actually eradicate the use of petrol entirely.
Yes.
But let us narrow that to narrative, how it affects the common person in Nigeria. How? For instance, if the government provides this CNG and say, okay, for example, what we have now cannot take the whole of Nigeria, but let us restrict it to the provisions to provide it to only transporters. So if you're a public transporter, just go there and collect your CNG, we pay, carry people, you transport their goods and services, their farm produce, you take them to work. Nigerians will at least be a little bit happier. They will not be stranded. If you were around that beggar Aziz like 2 or 3 days ago, there were so many persons on ground, no vehicle. And some of them are going to far places they can't trek. Okay, even if they choose to trek, is it safe to trek? As you are trekking, you would not know the person that's waiting for you on the way to attack you. So the prospect of CNG is enormous. And we can't exhaust the discussion. We can't exhaust it. It is just like when you want to equate it with water. You know, of course, the benefit of CNG, it's more and so much and very positive to use it to Nigerians and humanity.
Good. As we look more into the positivity of the CNG, compressed natural gas we were discussing this morning, I want us to now look at the level of awareness. You know, because I know we've been running on PMS, and it has to go, vehicles have to go through a lot of conversion. So I want you to talk to us more in the area of conversion, how we can convert our cars, where we can go and get all these things done.
Good. Now, for the awareness, I think it is not too prominent.
Okay.
Yes, the awareness is low. And this is because since we were born, many, as in not including, just except for a while ago that I'm not exposed. If not, we were thinking that the only means of fueling your vehicle is petrol. You know, it is recently, by God's grace, that I went into more studies. I did environmental programs. And in the course of my studies, I came to understand, or rather, we're taught that there are other alternative to fuel. You know, not only CNG, even there's what they call them LPG.
Okay, yes.
LNG rather, yes, LNG, yes. The one even used in cooking at home. Yes. They can power engine. So one, the government or individuals or corporate societies, they should kind of do this public enlightenment campaign. People should know about it, because when the people are aware, fine. By the time our politicians want to come and start telling us, this by agenda, you can tell them, okay, please add this CNG to it so that it will be better for us. Yes. Okay. By the time you now make such projects as constituency projects, yes, it will be better for us all. And because they know that this is not the need of the people, because people are requesting for it, government will be so happy to do it. So that's where the enlightenment comes in. Now, how do we get our vehicle the conversion? It is actually not an easy thing, and it is only government that can do it for us. A lot. Yes. Like a while ago, I was in Benin, and the driver told me that he wants to refuel. So I was like, okay. When he got into the vehicle, into the station, he opened his bonnet like, Ogana, that's your tank. He said, no, it's not tank. So I came down. I saw that.
That's of curiosity.
Yes, the way they feel like cooking
Yes,
gas.
yes.
That's what they did. And I discovered that, oh, so this is what the CNG is all about. But you see, it's not actually cheap. So the government should put more effort in making provisions for the stations where people can now have access to be filling their vehicles with CNGs. So it is, and also I also want to use the opportunity to also call on our industrialists, the likes of the Dangote, the Lumelus. They should also look at that direction because it's a win-win game for everybody. It's an investment. When you invest in it, like when you build a filling station, you are making money from it. You are serving the purpose, you are serving the people, and at the same time serving yourself. So when they also going to invest in the CNG, they will be making their money. Nigerians will be happier because they will not have access to an alternative means to run their fare.
Okay, as we
Run
talk
their
about,
vehicle rather.
yes, thank you so much. As we talk about alternative means uh, to PMS, yes, the CNG is here and we are talking about it. Yes, you are an environmentalist, you've gone out there, you've seen a lot of things. I want you to talk to us more. What can the government do to avert this overdependency on PMS? I know you have pointed one or two, but I want you to talk to us more on that area.
Very good. If the government should cautiously make provision for building CNG stations in the budget, just like the way they budget for road, the way they budget for school. Say, for instance, we have 36 states in this country, including FCT. Now, in this state, there are mega cities. Those mega cities, just go, in fact, what I was saying, the way the government was able to make NNPC filling stations. When I was growing up, there was not like NNPC filling station. But over time, they have it. And it's serving the purpose. Because one thing NNPC filling station does is, it is cheaper, and you know that the fare you're getting there is better. So they can also use that same, the same way they were able to establish NNPC filling station across the country. They should establish such CNG stations across the country. So when they do it cautiously, this whole over dependence on fear will be reduced. Two, you see, in economics, they say demand has relation with supply.
Yes.
Of course, if you open it up, it may also be that available for everybody. In my own opinion, because we depend so much on transportation, if they can channel it to only transporters alone for now, so that when there's means to carry our yam, rice, cow from Sokoto to Delta State where I'm from, it will be cheaper. Because one thing that's making food expensive in Nigeria is transportation. If you go to the north, food are cheap there. But this point source to the market, the transportation is very expensive. And you don't expect somebody who buys something from Sokoto, for example, and is maybe transporting it with 100,000 naira to go and sell for you for 50,000. It's not possible. So instead, they will add transportation, add their logistics before you not get the market price. And before you know it, food becomes very expensive. But if if transporters have access to CNG, which is cheaper, I think it's about 234 naira per kilogram.
Okay.
Yes. And per kilogram is about 1.6 liters if you convert it to liters. And well, it doesn't run that fast, but it's very efficient.
Very efficient.
So if you are buying cheaper and the transport, it will affect the transportation rate drastically. It will be very cheap. And goods and services will be transported at a very cheap rate. Before you know it, foodstuff, commodities, transportation, business, everything will be cheaper for us.
Life will be cheaper.
Life will be easier.
And even in the area of job opportunity.
You see, yes. Now, I was talking about, poverty is one of the causative agents of criminality in the society. Now, when there are job opportunity and the mind is busy, people don't have the time to be going into criminal acts now. Now, when there's CNG as an alternative, like I said, it's as if we are eroding the use of fuel away. Now, when there is CNG for our transporters, before you know it, it will trickle down on the family. Because when the father goes out to hustle, of course he will make money. And he will go to pay his rentage, pay school fees, feed the families, and before you know it, everybody will be happier. One thing that is making Nigerians angry, the food.
The food.
Food is very expensive now. Do you know a tuber of yam is like 10,000, 15,000? It's not because it's expensive from the soil. It is a means of transportation. So if we don't have a cheaper way to transport them, it will not affect the family positively. And before you know it, crime on its own will still be reduced. Because if you actually want to interrogate many persons who commit crime, it's not all of them that actually want to do it because they want to do it. Situation push them in. Like they will tell us in sciences, they say, what's it called? As in action is there's a reaction to an action. So what is the action there? The poverty is the action. And you have to react. Like what we would say, you talk, you die, not talk, you die. So let us talk and live, or we talk and die. So you day house, no food, you die. I'm going to kill you, die. So why don't you go outside, for example, as a criminal minded? Yeah, let me go house and do some more picking pockets, do one chance and the rest, all because they want to survive. But if there's a means for them to be in transportation, of course they will. Not in fact, of course, Nigerians, especially those from the east, they do more of transportations. There's no part of this country you go to and you not see the eastern person there, the Igbo person there.
They say any village you go to and you don't see an Igbo man.
Do you understand? So, and these people, they live their life solely on transportation. Yeah. That was why I said that the transport industry has done so much for Nigerians in the area of labor and employability. So if the government, for example, is able to provide CNG that is cheap for us to run our transportation sector, we are better.
You are better.
Safer for us too.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. As we look at the alternative means to PMS, and quickly before we go, I want you to give us the overview of this CNG in terms of opportunity cost to the final consumer and your advice before I let you go.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right.
Now, the opportunity cost, like I said, it is cheaper, way, way cheaper. And okay, let's put it this way. According to, let's look at it from an economical value of it. If water is like maybe a bottle of water is maybe 100 naira or 1,000 naira, and you need it to survive, and a pint of blood is 30,000 naira, which will you want to prefer? You want to go to, in fact, you'll be drinking more water just so you don't have issues that will not require you to go and buy blood. So also, if CNG is cheaper and the government is making it available for us, or less, like I said, if it's not too much available for the whole country or for everybody to be using, to our transport sector is a segment first.
Focused on.
The prospect there first will make us have cheaper transportation, cheaper economic way of transporting our goods and services. And like I said, even to some of us who now use public transportation, it will be better to, in fact, can I just shock you? We will not have such kind of thing. People will park their cars. Yes. People will park their cars and they'll be using public transportation because it's cheaper for them.
It is. Wow.
So generally, the government should, like I said, they should make it a kind of a cautious effort to make these things available for us. They should be making much budgetary allocation to it. They should not just end there. They should make sure that they should build CNG stations across the nation the way they did NNPC stations. So at the end of the day, Nigerians will be better.
All of us will be
better. All happier.
Thank you so much for your time with us this morning. We do really appreciate your time. All right. Okay, that is the voice of Comrade Timothy, and he has talked to us a lot about prospect of compressed natural gas. Yes, it is an alternative that we should focus our attention on, especially this time that we are going through as a nation. The program is Good Morning Abuja. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we have more for you. Stay with us, please. Welcome back from the break, and it's good to know you have rejoined us again. The program is Good Morning Abuja, showing only on the Unity Station NTA Channel 5. And now we want to talk about the situations on our road, looking at road use management, and we have our own in-house friend of the house with us this morning to talk to us more on that. Help us welcome CRC Silvanos Ekpeyong, who is the unit head of operations, Central Business District of the Federal Road Safety Corps. CRC Ekpeyong, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you again.
I'm always ready to be here.
Right, okay. We are still talking about our series on road use management. But before we go into that, we want you to give us the overview situation of the situation on the road within the week on the review.
Yes, looking at the review on the situation on the road within the week, it has been very, very good. In short, the FCT sector commands has started. We started a special patrol called Operation Karara.
Operation Karara. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
The operation is aimed to curtail people of beating traffic lights.
Okay.
And once you beat traffic lights, we give you lifetime violations and also book you for dangerous driving. We want to stop people in the habit of beating traffic lights. Let them stop beating traffic lights. So that operation is ongoing right now, and the outcome has been very good within the week.
Okay. want to say kudos to you and your men. I think I want to agree with you because I saw one practically this morning while I was going with the road signs on the road. You even see that some of them will tell you, go back, go back. You know, some of these taxis, there's a way they go ahead and they won't even see the traffic light.
Yes.
I saw your men, they were up and doing, trying to, control the road. And I think we give it to you people. You are doing well.
You know, we want to get to a traffic light.
Yes.
Before you get to traffic light, there is a road marking.
That's it.
There are road marking where you can stop, where vehicle will stop before you proceed. And there's another road marking that shows this for pedestrians.
Yes.
At every traffic light, there's a pedestrian that will allow the pedestrian, the light will allow the time for pedestrian to move. So that particular the zebra crossing is meant for pedestrian to cross when the light allow them to go.
To cross,
but
and
you see vehicles
parked.
parking on the pedestrian crossing, which is an offense.
Yeah. Well done. Okay, let's make progress. I want you to give us more insight on the best practices of managing peak time. Peak time, very, very important.
You see, when we talk about managing the peak period of the traffic,
yes,
and so that is a period we have more traffic congestions. It's because of most of the time the activities that are causing the traffic congestions during the peak period. And you see, at time might could be a design of the road.
Yes.
Maybe the roads are very narrow that could not contain the high volume of vehicles, and that will cause the congestion on the road. Or it could also be there is no other routes for vehicle to find their way. Everybody want to move at the same time at the same place. If there is other routes, they will find their way and they will reduce traffic congestion. Also, you can also see another activities of woman activities, people selling on the road, all these hawkers on the roads. And you see when there is a traffic congestion, you see people coming to sell on the road and also cause traffic congestion because you know as a driver, you will not want to speed. And when somebody are there, you have to also be cautious because you have to consider the pedestrians selling on the road and also the market side. Most of the places you go, you see markets are on the road, on the roadside, and people selling on the roadside is causing traffic congestions. And when it comes to the peak period of the day, is when the people, maybe this morning when people are going to work, the volume of traffic at that moment will be high because everybody want to move at the same time and want to get to office on time. And when they work close, at the peak period of when they work close, you see people also rushing to go home. Everybody want to leave office by 4, and everyone to go home before 4:30. And you see that will also bring a congestion.
You know, sometimes back on this program, we talk about alternative routes, but we are beginning to see that because some vehicle papers are not complete, so many people are now avoiding the alternative routes, thereby causing major congestion on our roads. Because they know you and your men will always hide at one corner waiting for them. So everybody, it's like they tend to avoid the alternative routes.
No, we are not hiding.
Your position.
We don't hide.
Your position to do your work.
We are only out there to make sure to educate motorists.
Yes.
Please go and do the right thing.
Okay.
And when you are guilty conscience, you know that you are not normal, you are not well.
Why don't you make use of alternative routes?
We have to make use of alternative. And when we are there, we are not hiding. We tell you come. We are not there to punish anybody. Why we are there is to make sure we advise people, go and do the right thing. But when it is, we know that this what you do will lead to crash. We now say no, we cannot allow you to go. Without impound your vehicle and make sure that you pay a fine to government so that next time you change your attitude.
Did you hear him? They are not hiding and they are not there to punish people. If your vehicle is intact, everything about your movement on the road is intact, you can use alternative routes. Okay, now we want you to give us more education on some of these road designs and their usage. I know you mentioned it, but this time I want you to give us elaborate education on that.
You see, when we talk about road design and usage, we have a lot of them. And it's a program that we will not finish in a day.
Okay, so we can just talk about
just
one or few of them.
Yes, and you see, when you say, like I just mentioned here in this program, right, from a few minutes ago, we talk about zebra crossing and we talk about stop sign. And when you get to a traffic light, you see a zebra crossing. What the zebra crossing mean? It is meant for for pedestrian to move when they have the right of way. It is meant for people that are not using vehicle, as the group called pedestrian that make use of the road, to cross the road when the road is free for them. That particular zebra crossing is meant for them. And before you get to the zebra crossing, there's a white marking, a road mark, mark signs that shows that vehicles are supposed to stop at that particular point, not to go to cross to the next road, to the next point. So that sign is meant for you to stop so that you will not move. And when you stop there, you watch the traffic light.
We see some of vehicles, if they see that the roads are not busy, they still stand on the road, markings on the road.
That is an offense. When it comes to our offenses, it's one of the offenses in our notice of offense booklets. So when we arrest a vehicle,
you are already waiting for the traffic on.
When you stop on the road marking, a road sign is a road marking offense. Yes. So we arrest you for that. So that's why at times we don't, but most of the drivers don't know. That is at time we did a substitute enforcement. We only go out for public education.
Yes.
Enlighten them. Please, sir, you are not supposed to stop at this particular place. Move back. Or you wait when the traffic light, when the light is, because at time when you stop there, the other vehicle are behind.
So I agree with you, because that was what we saw this morning.
Yes.
Your men did not come to arrest, they did not come to, but they came to tell the driver, please move back.
Yes.
Look at the sign, move back. And they insisted until he moved back.
That's what we do. Wow. Not all the time that we go to the road, we are meant there to arrest people. Most of the work we do is to educate the motorists on the proper use of the roads. And when you see us, people will feel that, these people are there again. Like this morning, I was coming to work. When I get to Eagle Square, there is this vehicle from Ministry of Defense, big traffic light. And luckily, my men were there. And I asked the vehicle to block the coastal bus. I came down from the vehicle and said, no, this vehicle must get to my office.
Oh.
And it was fully loaded with the defense staff. And they came down, started begging. And I said to them, I see, I'm not against you begging me, but your driver is beating traffic light, and you are all inside the vehicle, and you are clapping for him. You didn't allow him to stop.
And that is what we keep preaching here. If you are in the vehicle and you know the rules and regulations, contribute to your own.
I was telling them, the women they were started shouting, they are late, they are late. I said, madam, calm down.
Calm down.
You are late to work. It's better for you to late to work than to say, come and carry your dead body.
A wrong thing.
Because this man that is carrying all of you, let's say a coastal bus that carries, let's say 30 people, is only one driver. If a crash happens, or maybe as in the process of beating the traffic lights, and he jumps into another vehicle, it's only him. If it has to be a fatal crash, it's only him that will go. Compare the number of people inside that coastal bus, 30. Wow. You know what it means to lose 30 people. When I have to educate them, talk to them, they have started blaming the driver. So one of them said, when you get to the office, you have to blame the driver.
Wow.
So because of that, I have to caution them, allow them to go.
That's a good thing we are doing. Okay, I know you have your program lined up, and very soon you start rolling them, especially for this Ember month. But I would not want us to talk more on that. Let's reserve that for next week. But let's quickly talk about speed limits and high speed on the road. The issue is still there.
It is a continuous process.
Okay.
And FRSC will not stop in preaching, please reduce your speed. Because like I told you that speed drills, but it kills.
Yes.
And it thrills you and you enjoy speeding the vehicle. But the danger of speeding is more than what you enjoy.
Okay.
So we advise people, please don't overspeed your vehicle. Because when you speed your vehicle, what of maybe the road is free for you at that moment, and do you know what is in front?
You don't know.
Could it be a pothole in front? Could it be a pedestrian crossing the road?
Could be anything.
Could it be anything on the road? And what will happen when you try to put your leg in the pedal to stop to brake the vehicle, and it will not respond to you?
Okay, add to that your safety tips on the road and advice before we go quickly.
We always advise people, safety is everybody's business. You don't joke with your safety. And when you are must have to enter your vehicle to drive, please make sure your vehicle is in good conditions. It's working well before you move. Now the rain season is here. Make sure your wipers and every other things in the vehicle are good. Make sure your tires are good. Your tires are more important in the vehicle. Your tire must be a good tire before you move. Must be gauge before you proceed to your vehicle. And make sure you can see well before
Well,
you move.
visibility, very important.
Before you move.
Okay.
If you are dozing, if you are drowsing, please don't drive. If you must drink, don't drive while driving. Don't drink while driving. If you must drink, please don't drive. If you must drive, don't drink. Thank you and want everybody to be safety conscious.
Thank you so much for your time with us this morning.
Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful advice this morning. You know, what more do you want me to add? CRC Silvanos Ekpeyon, who is a unit head of operations, Central Business District of the Federal Road Safety Corps, has talked to us more this morning, and he has advised us on the use of the road and how we can manage it well, manage our lives for our family and for the entire nation. Now let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we have more for you on the program. Stay with us, please.